Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So continuing class 9th chapter 3 lines and angles. Previous session we discussed about angles. So now we are moving on to the next concept, the theory part. So this theory part is very important to solve exercise 3.2. So listen carefully, observe carefully. Okay, let's begin. So first one is parallel lines and a transversal. So in previous session we discussed about parallel lines, right? That means if two lines doesn't intersect each other at any point, then those two lines we are calling it as parallel lines. But in these parallel lines we have another new term called it as transversal. As I think this transversal you learnt in your lower classes, again we have to recall them. So transversal, what does you mean by transversal means? A line, if you consider here, a line which intersect two or more lines at a distinct point is called transversal. That is, here if you observe here, these two lines are parallel, right? So if I give the names A, B, if I give the lines for line A, B and C, D. So AB is parallel to CD now. As we talk, AB is parallel to CD. These two are parallel lines. For these two parallel lines, we have another line. This is intersecting at these two lines. So this line we are calling it as transversal. Okay. So a line which intersect two or more lines. It can be three lines also. Sometimes you can observe there will be three lines. So here if I consider one more line, parallel, for this also if you consider one more line which are intersecting all these three parallel lines, then this line also we can call it as transversal. Clear? So a line which intersects two or more lines at distinct point is called transversal. Okay, let us understand clearly. Observe this. So here if it is intersect as the transversal, if you observe here 8 angles. Here we can observe 8 angles. So here you can observe angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, angle 6, angle 7 and angle 8. Totally how many angles will form when transversal will meet two parallel lines? Totally 8 angles. Now if you observe all these angles clearly, so some are inside the parallel line, right? Some are outside the parallel line. So which are the outside? 1 and 2 are outside, 7 and 8 are outside, right? They are outside the parallel lines or outside the transversal. So they are called as exterior angles of transversal. So they are the exterior, outside you can consider. Which are the outside? 1 and 2, 7 and 8 are the exterior angles. Okay, ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ parallel lines ಗಿಂತ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, so 1 2 7 8 observe ಈ 1 and 2 7 and 8 are exterior angles ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Okay, then if you observe the other 4 angles, that is 3 and 4 5 and 6, they are inside the parallel lines, right? They are inside the parallel lines. If you observe, they are inside. So if it is inside, we are calling it as interior angles. I think it's clear. So for any two or more parallel lines, if any one line is intersecting that, we are calling it as transversal. So after forming a transversal, we can observe 8 angles. Out of that 8 angles, 4 are exterior angles, 4 are interior angles. Okay, if they are outside the parallel lines, they are exterior angles. If they are inside the parallel lines, they are interior angles. Here 1 and 2 7 and 8, 1 and 2 7 and 8 are exterior angles. 3 4 5 6 are interior angles. I think it's clear, right? So let's move on to the next concept, corresponding angles. This is very important. Corresponding angles. Which are the corresponding angles? Observe this figure. Here if I observe here, these two are parallel lines. If I consider these two are parallel lines, this is a transversal. Okay, this is a transversal now. If I observe, so as we spoke about interior and exterior, right? 1 2 7 8 are exterior, 3 4 5 6 are interior. Observe the colors here. If they are on the same point, look here, for this line, if this is a transversal, the point, same point, and here also it is the same place, both are on the same place, right? These type of angles we are calling it as corresponding angles. Corresponding angles, same places. Okay, for example, if you are sitting in a first bench, if I consider like this, you are sitting here, first bench, okay, and your friend in the second bench, he is sitting here next to you, behind you, you are same. So these type we are calling it as corresponding. The same here also, what we can say, here also if we observe the same place, the two angles are intersecting at this point, and here also two angles are intersecting at point. These two are same place, and they are congruent also. So these type of angles we are calling it as corresponding angles. Which are, if we compare the figure, which are the corresponding angles? Angle 1, angle 5 are corresponding angles. Okay. Then angle 2, angle 6 are corresponding angles. Look here in the place, same place. And then their angles are equal. For example, if this is 120 degree, this will also, 1 is 120 degree, 5 is also 120 degree. And they're equal also. Okay. And 3 and 7, we can consider 3 and 7, 4 and 8. These are all corresponding angles. I think you're clear. Okay. They're on the same place. Okay. They're congruent also, and they're equal. So here you can consider angle 1 is equal to angle 5, angle 2 is equal to angle 6, angle 3 is equal to angle 7, angle 4 is equal to angle 8. All these are corresponding angles. Okay, they are on the same place. If you compare, they are on the same place. Okay, so now if you compare with an example, here you can observe. Look here, these two are x. So it is on the same place, this is on the same place. And y. Look here. Same place. If you take another parallel line here, z, w, like this we can compare, they are corresponding. I think now let's move on to the next concept, alternate interior angles. This is very important because this we are using in solving problems, alternate interior. Okay, before going to the alternate, so this interior angles are very important. So in starting only we talked about interior. Interior means it is inside the parallel lines. Here you can observe clearly these four angles are interior angles here. But if they're opposite to each other, look here, alternate means opposite to each other. These two are opposite. These type of angles we are calling it as alternate interior angles, and they're always equal. Observe, they're always equal. Here you can write it as, here you can write x is equal to x, y is equal to y. Here these two are equal, these two are equal. Okay, here also you can observe. So these two lines are parallel. This is a transversal. These four angles are inside the transversal. And if we add these two, so 64 equal, 116 equal means alternate interior angles. They're inside the transversal. So interior, opposite to each other. So alternate interior angles. And if you observe here, and some of these two angles is 180 degree, you can observe. Linear pair you can apply here. Linear pair also we can observe. Okay, so in these type of problems you have to think, you have to observe the figure. By observing the figure only you can solve the problems, or their corresponding angles, or their alternate angles, or their interior angles, like that. Okay, next let's move on to the next concept, alternate exterior angles. Now coming back to the opposite to that one. So alternate exterior means outside. So here 1, 2, 3, 4 are outside the transversal, they are exterior. Okay, alternate means here you can consider opposite, they are equal. Here you can observe in the example, this 46, 134, yes, right, opposite, they are opposite. So alternate exterior angles we talk about, alternate. And if you observe here, these also they form the linear pair. If you add these two, what will be the sum? Definitely it is 180 degree. So this is about the alternate exterior angles. Okay, these are all very simple if you understand. Let's move on to the next one. Interior angles on same side. This is very important. Interior angles on same side. Now you know about interior angles. They are inside the transversal. Here if I can, before going to the example, observe this one. Before going to the example, observe A, B, C, D are interior. Okay. On the same side of transversal, either you have to consider this side, or if you have to consider this side. AC are same side, DB are same side. Okay, AC are same side, DB are same side. And if you add those two angles, the sum will be definitely 180 degree. So here what you can tell, interior angles on same side is 180 degree. Okay, so interior angles on same side. So C and A, if we add angle A, angle C, both are equal to 180 degree. Then angle D, angle B is equal to 180 degree. Okay, so this is how about the interior angles on same side property. Okay, if you are considering, or consider the one side, or if you consider another side, if you add those two angles, the sum will be 180 degree. That means they are supplementary. They are supplementary. Here if you observe in the figure, here you can observe, look here. So these two are on the same side, right? So one is 51 degree and the one is 129 degree. If you add those two, you will get 180 degree. That's supplementary. So this is one of the property that we use in the problem, that is interior angles on same side or supplementary. Clear? Okay, so let's move on to the next last concept, lines parallel to the same line. Okay, till now as I told you, we can take more than two or more lines we spoke, right? So here lines which are parallel to the same line are parallel to each other. This is what you have to understand. Okay, if you observe here, this is line L, this is line M, this is line L. Now L is parallel to M now. Yes, right? These two are parallel, right? L is parallel to M. And these two are parallel. That is M is parallel to N. Okay. So L is parallel to M, M is parallel to N. Definitely these two are parallel. That is L is parallel to M also, N parallel to this line, and this line is parallel to this line. Complete the first will be parallel to third one also. Okay, for example, if I consider like this, as we consider anything like, for example, A is equal to B. I'll say that A is equal to B. B is equal to C. Observe. A is equal to B, B is equal to C. What finally we can write? A is equal to C, right? Because A and B are equal, B and C are equal, A and C are equal. The same we are applying here, which are parallel to the same line are parallel to each other. This is also very important when you are solving the problem. Okay, that means when two lines are parallel, and if we consider a transversal, how many types of angles we discussed? Corresponding angles are equal. If corresponding angles are equal, definitely the lines are parallel. Reverse also you have to consider. Okay, they are parallel. If alternate interior angles are equal, yes, they are parallel. If alternate exterior angles are equal, yes, they are parallel. Or angles on the same side, if they are supplementary, yes, they are parallel. Like this, you have to consider the converse also. Okay, these are all about some basic concepts that you have to learn about transversal. In these concepts, you are going to solve exercise 3.2. So if you like this video, share with your friends. Do subscribe my channel. Keep watching. Thank you.